Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order then. Welcome to the regular monthly meeting of the Board of Commissioners held for the purpose of transacting the general business of the Township. Today's date is January 13th, 2021. Due to social distancing guidelines and the regulations imposed by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania on indoor gatherings, this meeting is being conducted remotely utilizing the Zoom video conferencing platform. Instructions for accessing the meeting and for submitting public comment were made available on the Township's website in advance of the meeting. Please stand and join the Board of Commissioners in a moment of silent reflection honoring the servicemen and women who place themselves in harm's way in order to help preserve our safety at home and overseas. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag
to the flag
of
of the United States of America,
to the
to the
republic
republic for which it stands, one
one
nation,
nation,
under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all.
He's back.
Betsy's back.
We missed you, Betsy.
Okay. Let's see. I will entertain a motion dispensing with the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting as written and recorded in the official minute book of the Township.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
In favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
A nay. Please record a unanimous vote. Okay, all of our commissioners and staff are here, and there are no substitute professionals. Okay, some announcements. I'm going to announce that the Board of Commissioners conducted an executive session meeting on January 11th, 2021, and also this evening, I shall add, as part of the regularly scheduled workshop meeting that was on Monday night, and immediately preceding tonight's business meeting. There we go. The meetings were held to discuss 2 personnel matters and 3 matters of litigation. Due to limitations on the size of indoor public gatherings, all regular and special meetings of the Board of Commissioners and Township Advisory Boards will continue to occur virtually using the Zoom video conferencing platform until further notice. Meeting details and instructions on how to access meetings can be found on the Township's website, www.springfieldmontco.org, in advance of each meeting. Okay, next is a statement regarding the Boucher and James investigation. Within the last several months of 2020, the Board of Commissioners became aware of an investigation being conducted by the Office of the Pennsylvania Attorney General regarding the Township's former engineering firm Boucher and James, Inc., and particularly the invoices billed to the Township for engineering services. The board severed its relationship with Boucher and James in September 2020 and appointed a new Township engineer effective November 11th, 2020. The board has not been provided with the full details of how the Township was directly impacted by the allegations and will be working with the Office of the Attorney General on remedies available to the Township once those details become known. In the interim, the Attorney General's office has arranged for a portion of the monies allegedly overbilled to the Township to be reimbursed through a fund paid by Boucher and James, and the Township has made an insurance claim for any shortfall that is not fully reimbursed. The Township has also taken steps to minimize the possibility of future fraud by its consultants and will be considering additional procedural and policy changes to avoid being a victim of a similar billing scheme in the future. That's that. Next, I would like to read a statement regarding the recent Capitol Hill incident. When your township commissioners took their oaths of office, they stood in front of the flag of the United States of America and swore to uphold the Constitution, not a king or a president or a party or a specific ideology or philosophy, but a living document that forms the backbone and heart and soul of what America is and what we are as Americans. Recently, a group of protesters crossed the Rubicon by storming the United States Capitol building in an attempt to physically disrupt and terminate an important congressional proceeding. Some were lawmakers themselves, freely elected to represent all of their constituents to, if nothing else, protect their constituents' rights under the Constitution. And yet, a number of them put their own personal interests ahead of their duty to protect our constitutional rights and instead made an attempt to subvert and block the process of free elections, a process that placed each one of them in office in the first place, and a process that is an inviolate component of what has made our democratic republic function for the past 231 years. The assault also not only laid bare the prevalence and danger of the white supremacy element that exists far too much within our country, it highlighted again how many in our society and law enforcement view protesting by marginalized people of color in contrast to a crowd rife with white nationalists proudly celebrating violence and criminal acts. The board has been recently undertaking important work to ensure equity in all forms within our township, and events like these only reinforce the significance of those efforts. As your elected public officials, we hereby reaffirm our obligation to our Constitution and to the trust that you, our constituents, have placed in us to protect the equal rights of each and every one of you, to provide necessary police protection to ensure safekeeping and freedom from undue harm, to guard against transgressions of basic human rights, and to help make our community the best it can be by supporting the health, education, and livelihoods of one and all. We also stand behind our brothers and sisters who have put themselves in harm's way, defending our country overseas, defending the rights of our citizens on our streets, and most recently defending our exercise of free elections against a self-interested and violent horde. Last but not least, we are privileged and thank our constituents for allowing us the opportunity to serve as your elected officials, and particularly in these trying times, to help make our community a better place to live and prosper. So now we are going to go into the public portion of our meeting. The board is now open to comments or questions from the public. The board draws particular attention to those items listed on the agenda this evening. Please be advised that once the committee reports begin, the board can no longer accept questions from the floor. At the conclusion of the committee reports, public comments will once again be accepted. However, official action on those issues listed on the agenda will have already taken place. Therefore, if you wish to comment on an agenda item, now would be the appropriate time. I don't see anybody in the audience, so Betsy, if you have any questions, feel free, or if we have any questions emailed into us. Brandon, do we have any questions? No, we don't. Okay. Okay, going once, going twice. Okay, so we'll then go into our committee reports. I have no report, so we will then move on to the chairman of the Internal Affairs and Library Committee, Commissioner Harbison. You're muted.
Muted.
Yep, there we go.
But I'd already gone into my script. I had to get back. Let me know if I'm garbled because I'm working off my phone's bandwidth.
Okay.
First item is the bill listing, item 1 on the agenda. I move that the Board of Commissioners approve the December check reconciliation in the amount of $550,740.25 and the January bill listing in the amount of $560,547.81. That is my motion.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Please record a unanimous vote.
Great. Next item 2 is resolution number 1517. I move that the Board of Commissioners adopt resolution number 1517, a resolution authorizing the issuance of interim check payments for specified expenditures in order to meet the immediate financial obligations of the township. Examples of specified expenditures include payroll taxes and other employee deductions, pension contributions, health insurance premiums, debt service payments, departmental refunds, utility payments, postage payments required by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and emergency disbursements necessary to respond to a disaster declaration. That is my motion.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Please record a unanimous vote.
Okay. Item 3, Resolution 1518. I move that the Board of Commissioners adopt Resolution number 1518, a resolution appointing the Township Manager and Finance Director as the Township's designated contacts to receive confidential tax information from Berkheimer, Inc., the Township's designated earned income and local services tax collector. The Township recently hired a new Finance Director, and it is necessary to adopt a new resolution in order to book and reconcile deposits made to the Township's bank accounts. That's my motion.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Favor, say nay. Please record a unanimous vote.
Thank you. Finally, I have item 4, tax collection agreement. I move that the Board of Commissioners authorize the execution of an agreement between Springfield Township and Tri-State Financial Group for the collection of business privilege and mercantile taxes. Tri-State Financial Group currently corrects the 2 aforementioned business taxes, but recently agreed to adjust the tiered compensation rate for the collection of taxes that will yield a cost savings for the township over the present agreement. That is my motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? I've been skipping the questions on the motions because there's nobody out there, but I should ask for questions on the motion. So no questions. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, say nay. Please record a unanimous vote.
Thank you, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Harbison. Okay, next we will move to the Chairman of Cultural and Environmental Resources Committee, Commissioner Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm pleased to report that during the month of December 2020, Springfield Township residents recycled 280.7 tons of materials with a householder participation rate of 77.2%. The net cost for the month was $31,876.92. For the year ending December 31, 2020, residents recycled a total of 2,482.2 tons of single stream recyclables, which was 110% of the projected tonnage. The weekly householder participation rate was 80.6%, and the average pounds per stop was 16.2 pounds. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Wilson. Okay, next we will hear from the Chairman of Parks and Recreational Resources Committee, Commissioner Graham.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have one motion this evening. I move that the Board of Commissioners enact ordinance number 968, an ordinance amending the code of this Township of Springfield to repeal and replace Chapter 59, Parks and Recreation, by amending the rules and regulation governing the use of parks and other recreational areas and recreational programming within the township. Copies of the proposed ordinances were previously made available for the examination in the office of the Township Manager and in the free library of Springfield Township. An electronic version of the ordinance is presently posted on the Township website. That is my motion.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Please record a unanimous vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Graham. Next, we will hear from the Chairman of our Public Safety Committee, Commissioner Maxwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. The first item I have this evening is for the Police Civil Service Commission. On July 8th, 2020, the Board of Commissioners appointed Glenn Shum to a new term of service as a member of the Police Civil Service Commission, expiring on July 16th, 2026. Mr. Shum's appointment coincided with a vacancy created by an existing member of the commission who chose not to be reappointed. However, it was recently brought to the attention of the Board of Commissioners that the alternate member of the commission is traditionally appointed to fill the vacancy when an existing member resigns or chooses not to be reappointed to their position as a full member. Under cover letter of January 12th, 2021, Mr. Sham requested that the Board of Commissioners designate his position as an alternate member of the Police Civil Service Commission and that Amy Santman be appointed from alternate member to full member. Therefore, I move that the Board of Commissioners of Springfield Township designate Amy Santman as a member and Glenn A. Sham as an alternate member of the Police Civil Service Commission. The terms of service for Ms. Santman and Mr. Sham shall expire July 16th, 2026 and July 16th, 2025 respectively. That is my motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions on the motion? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Please record a unanimous vote.
The next item I have is for fire insurance ordinance. I move that the Board of Commissioners authorize the advertisement of an ordinance amending Chapter 49 insurances of the Code of the Township of Springfield to repeal and replace Article 1 fire insurance claims, to update the procedures for the issuance of a certificate prior to payment of fire loss insurance claims for properties located in the township. The proposed ordinance also increases the escrow provisions required for each claim and addresses the use of funds to guarantee the removal or repair of fire damaged structures. Copies of the proposed ordinance are available for review during normal business hours in the office of the township manager, the Free Library of Springfield Township, and on the township's website. That is my motion.
We have a second.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Okay, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, please record a unanimous vote.
And that concludes my report for this evening.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Maxwell. Next, we'll hear from the chairman of our zoning committee, Commissioner Cobb.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have one announcement tonight. The Springfield Township Zoning Hearing Board will not meet during the month of January, as no new petitions have been received. The next meeting of the Zoning Hearing Board is scheduled for Monday, February 22nd, 2021 at 7 p.m. And as of right now, that meeting will be conducted via the Zoom virtual meeting platform. That's my report.
Great. Thank you, Commissioner Cobb. Okay, next we will hear from the chairman of our Public Works and Facilities Committee, Commissioner Lee.
Thank you, Mr. President. I do not have a report this evening.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Lee. All right, well, that concludes our committee reports, and we are now back to the public portion of the meeting. The board is now open to any comments or questions from the public. Okay, I don't see any questions or comments from the public, so I will ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting then.
And Mr. President?
Yes, sure.
I was thinking we could make just a general announcement that registration is now open for residents 65 and older through the Montgomery County COVID-19 vaccine page. So ideally, people should be jumping on that and getting pre-registered now. But I think as of today or yesterday, that went live. So
Good. All right. Good news. Okay. All right. Do I hear a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Okay. Second.
second.
Okay. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. I like that.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Please record your unanimous vote. See you next time.
See you guys. Have a good
Everybody.
night.
Okay.